guys, what's up? Winnie here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me using some new drugstore products out right now. There's actually a ton of new stuff and I feel like it's been a while since I've been excited by anything from the drugstore, but I've been finding a lot of good stuff and I know not all of them are like brand new. Some of them are just new to me. So I just wanted to do a look using all of these new products. I'm actually really happy with the way this look turned out and I'm really loving some of the items that I'm going to be using and talking about. So if you guys want to check out what's new and what I'm loving from the drugstore and how I did this look, just keep watching. So first I'm going to start with my brows because I don't like looking at my naked brows, but I'm going to be using the CoverGirl Ultrafine brow pencil. This is in the shade Honey Brown and I've actually been using this. This one is actually my second one of these. I really like these really fine brow pencils. They're super easy to use. It's retractable and then there is a little spoolie on the other end, but I lost the cap to it because of course I would. But like I said, I've been using this and I just find it really easy to use, and because it is really fine, it gives you really good precision. And I just feel like I can do my brows really quickly with fine brow pencils like this. And then I just kind of brush the product out and disperse it around my brows. So there's one. Normally my brows take me forever to do, so I'm just gonna go ahead and speed through this one because you've already seen how I do it. So now we're gonna go right into the eyes and I'm gonna be using a new e.l.f. eyeshadow palette. It is the Chromatic eyeshadow palette in Bird of Paradise. It's got some warmer shades as well as some purples in here, and it looks like the majority of these shadows are matte besides like a couple of them are shimmery. And I have used this once already and I really like it. It actually comes with a little brush and these brushes aren't bad either. First I'm going to put a little bit of concealer on my eyelids to use as an eyeshadow base. I'm going to start by picking up this light warm tan shade here. And I'm going to use that across my lid as a transition shade. It's super pigmented. I'm going to have to use a lighter hand. Never really neat when I apply my eyeshadow, if you haven't noticed. That's because I don't have my foundation or anything done on my face, so I just like to clean it up with my concealer and stuff once my face is done. Okay, once you have your nice warm transition laid down, I'm just going to pick up the second orangey brown shade and I'm going to just buff this into the crease and across my lid. You know what these shades kind of remind me of? They look like some of the shades from the Naked Heat palette. This e.l.f. one is definitely a cheaper alternative. And then on the lid, I'm gonna take this shimmery bronzy brown shade and I'm gonna use the brush that came with the palette. I will say the shimmery shadows are not like actually super shimmery. It almost looks like they're just kind of satiny. But it's okay because it's still pretty pigmented and it does the job. And then taking the other side of the brush, I'm just gonna pick up this matte plummy purple. There is a little bit of kick up when you pick up the shadows from the pan, but I don't think it's like a big deal. I'm gonna place the deep purpley plum on the outer corners and gradually bringing it inward. I think the eyes look good so far. I'm going to go ahead and move on to my face, do my foundation, and then we'll finish up. For foundation today, I'm using the new CoverGirl TrueBlend Matte Made Foundation. It's a 12-hour wear foundation with a comfort matte finish. It's supposed to be oil-free. I have it in the shade Golden Natural. I had to try out a couple different shades to find the perfect match for me, but they came out with 40 shades in this foundation, which is amazing. And this is not a sponsored video or anything at all, but there's a lot of new CoverGirl products out right now, which I'm actually very excited about. I feel like they're kind of stepping up their game a little bit, and I've been wearing this foundation for the past few days, and I'm really liking it so far. But actually, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and prime my face with the new Revlon PhotoReady Prep Set Refresh Mist. This reminds me a lot of the Smashbox Primer Water, which is my favorite setting spray, and you can obviously use it as a primer spray as well. And I really like the mist on this because it's very gentle. It's like a very light mist, so it doesn't feel like you're drenching your face, even though I pretty much do anyway. There really isn't a scent to this. I also read the ingredients in the back and it doesn't look like there's any alcohol in it, which is great because if you have sensitive skin, that can sometimes cause some irritation, but I feel like this has been working really well for me as a primer and a setting spray. Okay, now going into the foundation, I'm just gonna do 2 pumps on the back of my hand first. I like to dot the foundation on all over. I'm just gonna do one side just to show you guys like the difference. To blend out the foundation today, I'm using the new EcoTools blending sponge. I forgot the name of it, but I'm going to put it down below. I had their other one, which looked kind of like the Real Technique sponge, where it had like a point to it and then one flat edge. And I actually prefer this one. For some reason, I feel like this one is just a lot squishier and bouncier, which makes blending really easy. And I like that there's a small side and a larger side, and it's kind of like a handle, and I just kind of blend it out with the larger end. I feel like it just blends really quickly. And then on the other side, I use this to get around my eyes, and it works really well. There's one quick layer on this side. It really does even out my skin tone, and it has covered up a little bit of my dark under eyes here, but I prefer to use 2 layers with this. I feel like it's a good medium to full coverage foundation, and it's really easy to build up. So I'm just gonna put a little bit more on, and there's 2 layers now, and I feel like you can just see the difference a little bit more. But I'm gonna go ahead and apply it to my whole face. Since I've been wearing this foundation for a couple of days now, I've noticed a few things. First thing being, it is a very matte finish foundation, especially if you're someone who has dry skin. I don't know if you're going to love the finish of this. I have combo dry skin, so once the foundation sets on my face, I can definitely see some dry patches. And I personally don't feel the need to set this foundation with like a powder or anything like that, because I feel like just kind of emphasizes the dryness, but it does last and hold up really well throughout the day. I feel like at the end of the night, my skin and the finish of the foundation still looks exactly the same as when I first put it on. Overall, I do like this foundation. I feel like it feels really nice and lightweight on the skin. I would just be careful if you do have a lot of dryness on your skin. Make sure to use a moisturizing primer. Okay, now for concealer. This is not super new, but I know that everyone has been talking about it, and I've had a hard time trying to get my hands on it, but I finally went to Ulta and I found the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. This is supposed to be like a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape, which is like my holy grail concealer, but this guy is $7, and when I went there, it was super picked over. There were just a couple shades. I picked up C4, which I'm not really sure if it's actually my shade, because I feel like it's really pinky. Then the next shades up were still a little bit pinky, and they were just too close to my skin tone, but I will say the coverage of this is very, very good. It says full coverage concealer, and you really can't beat that for $7. But I know this is only available at Ulta. I know it's not like technically drugstore, but I feel like the price kind of puts it in the drugstore category. The applicator actually looks just like the Tarte Shape Tape. It's like a huge doe foot applicator. I also feel like you kind of have to work fast with this concealer. If you leave it on your face for too long, I feel like it starts to dry, and when I tried to blend it out, it started to move my foundation a little bit, so you have to be a little bit careful with that. Next, I am going to set my concealer because I don't like my concealer to crease at all, and I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. This is not new, but I feel like this does not get enough talk because it's probably one of the best drugstore setting powders that I've tried. I have the shade Fair Light, which again has a little bit more of a yellowy undertone to it, so I just kind of push it in with my blender to set the concealer. But this loose powder is such a velvety, smooth powder. Sometimes I do like to put it right here just to define my contour a little bit. And then I just brush it away with a big brush. And it leaves such a smooth feeling. I love it. Now let's go back to the eyes, and I'm just taking the same e.l.f. palette, and I'm gonna pick up that same light tan, and I'm gonna run it across my lower lash line. And then I'm gonna pick up this plummy shade and just get it really close to my lower lash line to kind of tight line. For eyeliner, I'm using another CoverGirl product. It is the liquid liner in number 335, which I think is just like a dark brown. You can see the shade up on top. But I've been really preferring like a dark brown liquid liner opposed to black, just because I feel like sometimes I can be a little bit too dramatic for every day. So I've been really liking this, and I've been using this a lot lately. It's a very, very fine felt tip liquid liner, and I really like the way they designed this like handle on the applicator, because I feel like for some reason it just makes it super easy to apply this. Usually I am just very shaky, and you can see that the eyeliner is like a dark brown on the applicator, but when you put it on and it dries, for some reason it just turns into like a super, super dark brown. It almost looks black. And for lashes, I've been using the L'Oreal Voluminous Superstar X fiber mascara. I don't know if it's X fiber or like times fiber. Do you say the X? I don't know. But it is like a 2-step mascara. There is a 1 and 2. It's supposed to be a fiber mascara, and it really gives you thick, voluminous lashes. I just coat my lashes with the step 1 first. I'll do one side for you guys so that you can kind of see the difference. Honestly, I feel like most mascaras kind of give me the same results, but I do really like very voluminous and long looking lashes. Oh, and the liquid liner is not waterproof, just in case anyone is wondering. I wish it was, but unfortunately, I haven't really found a good waterproof liquid liner. Even though they say it's waterproof, it never ends up being that way because my eyes are super like sensitive and watery, and throughout the day I just notice it kind of fades away if I rub or touch my eyes at all. So usually by the end of the night my eyeliner looks like a mess. But back to the mascara, step 2 has kind of a curved wand, and I don't see any actual fibers on the wand, nor do I see it when I'm applying it, but it does give you that effect. So let me just wiggle this on and see if you guys can see the difference. I'm actually running low and I'm almost out of this mascara, so I've actually used it all up. Let me just like try to look down for you guys and you can see the difference in like length and volume. The one with mascara definitely looks a lot fuller. So for the rest of my face, I really wanted to find a good face palette from the drugstore, but I really didn't find very much. I feel like there's just not much for selection in that category, so drugstores. But when I was at Ulta, I did pick up a Makeup Revolution blush palette. It's the Golden Sugar 2 Rose Gold palette, and this whole palette was like 10 bucks, and it comes with 2, 4, 6, 8 different shades inside. A lot of these, actually most of these on this side, look like they could be highlights, but I'm actually going to use the ones on the ends here as contour because they're a little bit more of a like warmer brown kind of blush shade, which I think I can pull off as my contour. This is a really good palette for the price, especially because you can use some of the shades as contour, highlight, and blush. I'm starting to wonder why I haven't picked up on Makeup Revolution sooner, because I feel like they have some really good products and they're super affordable. But I'm gonna pick up this lighter tan shade here, and I'm gonna use that as my contour. And this shade actually looks so much better than a lot of the contour options that I was finding at the drugstore, because most of them are way too orangey. And then I'm gonna grab the darker tan shade just to kind of sculpt out the contour just a little bit. Let me also contour my nose just a little bit. Now for blush, I'm going to take this really pretty corally shimmery blush shade here. Actually, I'm going to mix the darker contour shade with that pinky coral. Oh, I love that. And you can see how reflective that blush shade is. Do you guys ever hear that snorting in the back? Because that is Batman. He has like a snorting problem. Ever wondering what that is? It's him. He's sleeping next to me when I film, and he gets really loud. Like, he snores louder than like Peter does at night. This is the new Maybelline Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter. It's in the shade Molten Rose Gold. Okay, I've never tried this, but it looks really pretty. I know you guys can't see, but it's kind of got like a duochrome to it. It looks like it's kind of a light champagne gold and pink. And let's put it on top of my cheeks here. Ooh, that's gorgeous. I really like this shade. It's such a pretty soft rose gold. I'm also gonna pop it on the inner corners of my eyes here, just because I like that look. And then for lips today, I have a couple from CoverGirl to choose from. These are their new Melting Pout Matte Lips. And they kind of have the consistency of like a really light, matte, moussey formula. And I can't decide what color. I wish you guys can like do a live poll poll or like just tell me what shade to do. I'm thinking about doing a full lip swatch video for these if you guys are interested in seeing them. Let me try out Champagne Showers. This is like a really peachy nude. I feel like it's pretty. I really like the color. It's definitely a color that I would wear on like a normal daily basis, but I kind of want to add a little bit more color, so I'm gonna try out Secret, and I'm literally just gonna put it right over the peach. Last but not least, I am going to put on some falsies. These are from Ardell. They're called the Flawless Tapered Luxe Lashes in number 802. They have a super like wispy, soft look to them, and they're very full. I just looked up and noticed that this looks really funny. Like, Now I'm just going to set my face, and I'm using the Revlon PhotoReady Prep Set Refresh Mist again. And this is the finished look. Enjoyed this new at the drugstore get ready with me review kind of video, and hopefully you found some new drugstore products to try out for yourself. I'll have all of the product information that I used today in the description box. I have to say some of my favorites were the e.l.f. eyeshadow palette because I think the colors and pigmentation are amazing. Also the Makeup Revolution blush palette was really pretty. Definitely recommend that. And also the Maybelline Master Chrome highlight. This is gorgeous on. But if you guys want to keep up with me on my social media, my links for my Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, and Instagram are all linked down below as usual. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!